the quality of faculty and the discussions that you have is what is very important about the MBA. And the discussions that you have are mostly on case studies about the real life situation of a particular company. So for example, in 2 years, we would have done 700 to 800 cases. You are doing 3 cases a day. What it teaches you is to think fast, to think exhaustively. Because again, our ranking, our rating in class for each subject was 50% was a case we got at the end of the course to write and submit. But the remaining 50% was class participation. Now, any course was taught over, I think, 30 classes. And we were 90 students. Now, in each class used to be 80 minutes. Teacher used to speak for about 30-40 minutes. You had about 40 minutes left. And one person can speak about 5 minutes. So, that means about 7-8 people can speak in one class. And you have only 30 classes. So, you have 30 into, even if you take 8, 240 times somebody can speak. And how many 90 students are there? So, on average, you get 2.5 times to speak in the entire course. And that decides 50% of your grade. So imagine how much work you have to do, how alert you have to be. And every student there, at least in the first year, by the end of first year, you all relax, but at least in the first year, when you are making a point, he wants to make the opposite point. Because otherwise, how does he score? So it creates a certain energy. The third is networking, because of the kind of people that come. So I think the thinking, the interactions and the networking, these are the 3 big things that a good MBA gives you. And that's what you can't get from the internet and what you can't get sitting in front of your computer. See, if you're playing poker or Farmville, then that is okay, you can do that. But not when you're trying to do an MBA.
Hello, Sanjiv.
Why don't you speak after this?
It's great interacting with you. You have built great brands, as you said, 8,000 crores and 10,000 crores. Sir, I want you to tell me as an entrepreneur, what are your thoughts on entrepreneurship or how to build good businesses? And I do agree, entrepreneurship cannot be taught, but a few views or a few, this thing which you can give me about developing a business or entrepreneurship. So, thank you, sir.
See, a few things that I grew up with and that guide me when I look at business opportunities, and I can only share those with you because I'm not a professor, so I can't tell you what are the right entrepreneurial skills to have. But a few things that I help or I think about and what guide me are the following. First, make sure you have a good idea. If you don't have a good idea, if your idea is commoditized, somebody else can easily copy, there's no point spending years of your life doing that. Because you only have so many years in your life. So make sure you have a great idea. Second, work hard at executing it. Do whatever it takes. Don't compromise that. Third, be very confident about yourself. And you will make enough mistakes. Don't worry. I made enough mistakes. I still make enough mistakes. And I tell my team, if you are not making a mistake, that means you are playing it safe. I don't want such people with me. But don't make the same mistake twice, because then you are stupid. So, make mistakes, be confident of what you want to do. And fourth, only thing is, make sure when you go to sleep, you can sleep with a clean conscience. That should decide how much you stretch yourself. So as long as you do these 4 things, and these are 4 simple things, so I'm not giving some gyan over here, but as long as you do these 4 things, they will guide you in whatever you're doing. Any questions there?
Yeah, hello Sanjiv, I'm Rohit. And a very basic question about entrepreneurship. Finance is a very important part of entrepreneurship, and we have over 3 lakh of engineers passing out every year. So I believe the learning, the understanding of finance is important. So what if I do not want to do an MBA or go up to till that level and start off after I graduate and learn about finance? What is the best way to learn about finance at that level?
By chance, are you Marwadi or a Sindhi?
No, I am not.
Okay, no, because if you were, then I would have said you don't need to know about finance. See, our education system does create a lack in us. So when I did my engineering also, I knew nothing about finance. Even though I'm half Marwadi, I knew nothing about finance. Clearly, if you have to be an entrepreneur, you need to get the basic skills, and there are enough courses available for that. You need to understand the basic accounting, you need to understand basic costing, because that helps you as you go ahead. Just being a technocrat is not good enough if you want to be a leader. You can be a technocrat and build great products and services and then hire a team to support you doing that. There are enough successful leaders that have done that as well. But if you want truly the full feel of a business, then you need to understand some basic financing as well.
I had a question about team. You said you're successful because you have an excellent team. So how do you identify the core people that are part of your team and how do you keep them motivated?
Identification is most difficult. I think it's less about me going and searching. It's more about stumbling onto the right people. And you feel a sense of common direction, you click. Like if somebody's had a love marriage or somebody has had a girlfriend, you click, you know. But very often you realize 1 month later this is not right also. So there have been a few cases where we've hired people and they've not turned out okay. But luckily most of them we are fine, and unlike in a marriage here you can keep trying every time an opportunity comes up. Last question.
It's from the investment side. First question, I have two questions. One is about the insurance. In the insurance, you know, it is a
You can ask only one question.
Okay, fine. So I'll prioritize. The float concept is there in the insurance industry. The money is coming and liability comes at any time. So what is your strategy of managing that float at your insurance company?
Our companies are still small. So as a result, the float that we manage, there are two types. There is policyholder funds. That is managed exactly like what policyholders want. Policyholders decide where they want the money allocated in fixed income funds or equity funds or index funds. And about 80% of the money we manage, about $8 billion is that. And about $2 to $3 billion is money that belongs to either traditional policies or shareholders funds. This we are very conservative with. So it is all in fixed income instruments. Because we believe the businesses are still small. So any large shock that comes can significantly dent your capital. But as the businesses grow, then one has to start smartly allocating part of your assets to equity. Because in the long term, debt will not beat inflation and your money will not grow. So you have to take some risk with equity and a well thought out equity plan. For example, even on our prop book, as I said, we manage $1 billion of cash and half of that is in equities. We don't own more than 20 stocks and our time horizon is to hold a stock forever, but at least for 3 to 5 years. So you need to build the capability on the equity side also, but as the business gets bigger.
Can I just add a small question?
I think many others who want to ask you. Let's take last one more question. Yeah.
Sir, I'm Narendra Shinde. I'm from the same college, 89 batch. I still used to remember your green ambassador.
Yeah.
The question is, being a first generation entrepreneur, we face main problem is funding. Whether same problem you also face?
Try taking any money from my father.
Okay, so I'm here to propose a vote of thanks, but before that, I want to invite Mr. Manak Singh to hand over a memento to Sanjiv Bajaj, and also invite Manak to come and give a few words here.
Good evening, Pune, or Pune. I would like to start by congratulating Thai Pune. I think every one of you, Vishwas, Naveen, Amita, the team. This is such an inspiring evening. You know, Vishwas just told me I have to share some thoughts, and I've just jotted out some quick points. As a foot soldier of Time Mumbai, you know, this has been nothing short of inspiring to see the Puneri brand of tie, you know, exemplify the same energy that exists all over. Yeah. Can we please, you know, friends, I completely endorse what Alok started, the myths that he shared, and believe me, they are simply myths. From what I see from the inside, Vishwas and the team, we are always in touch. This joyride is going to get just better. So stay logged in. Yeah, it's going to be fun. So far this year has been a truly Hamara Bajaj year for us at TIE. Believe me, friends. We started the year with having Rajiv with us in conversation, Mr. Kamath at Time Mumbai's summit. And today we have the privilege of hearing Sanjiv and interacting with him. You know, as typical entrepreneurs, we like to keep pushing our luck harder and, you know, further. So hopefully before the end of this year, and maybe I'll extend it as a financial year, we have the entire Hamara Bajaj family with us on time. But thank you. I think one of the key takeaways from this inspiring session for me is, you know, as Sanjiv has mentioned, one key step to innovation is perhaps to ask the right questions as much as we, or instead of seeking the right answers. And that is key step forward. So thank you so much, Sanjiv, for sharing your thoughts. This was lovely. Friends, these are perhaps the best times to start up or scale up our enterprises. And at TIE, mentoring is our core philosophy. So one message we all would like to share with you all is please, borrowing from Steve, and perhaps as a tribute, please stay hungry, stay foolish. Please reach out proactively. There is a lot of support, there's a lot of resources available for us as entrepreneurs today. But be proactive, you know, and keep up your jugaad. So this has been a lovely evening. Thank you so much, everybody.
Okay, so coming to the end of the evening, there are some off-the-book messages which I will come to later, but I need to actually kind of try and summarize a huge amount of information and a huge amount of inspiration that has transpired from you, sir. Firstly, when I came here this evening, I was expecting to meet somebody whom I have not met before, a celebrity whom I have not met before, and I never thought he would be normal. And to my surprise, he also plays Formula. He also cribs about the Pune airport. He's not seen Ravan. He also has a fear of his father and mother. And he's been scolded, and he also has a problem with getting finance, especially from his dad. So finally, I think, you know, it was absolutely a pleasure to hear you, sir, and you know, it was almost a revealing, you know, listening to you. You felt that we are all together. Very humble, very balanced. I think those are the few things which took me really nice, took me by surprise actually. Part of innovation that you talked about was phenomenal. I've never heard such humble innovations which could, you know, take you over years. You know, the numbers that you talked about of Colombia were simply outstanding. Amazed at the straight talking that you did. You know, if the government is corrupt and the biggest problem that the manufacturing sector faces is corruption, so it is. So I mean, we've heard lots of speakers who will jumble words and so. But it's been one of my most memorable evenings in my life. Thank you very much. Coming to the vote of thanks, Suhasini, thanks a million. She actually didn't speak much, which was a pleasure. Thank you very much. Thank you for the wonderful introduction, madam. The Kirloskar chair. Really have to have a absolutely loud round of applause for all the people who are standing here. Thanks all of you for coming down, sparing your time. Big thanks for the 2 new charter members who are here. Big thanks to Manak, come all the way from Bombay and say a few words. Last but not the least, if I don't say this, I'll get slaughtered. Fill up the form, feedback form, membership form, and hand it over to Namita before you go out. Thank you very much. Good night.